Let me ask you a question. Has life ever knocked you down so hard you forgot what it's like to stand up? For me, that moment came just a few weeks back. I lost a job, but it was more than just work. It was a place where I felt I truly belonged. I thought I knew what the future would look like, but life, as it turns out, doesn't care much about your plans. What it gives you instead is this new reality. How hard it is to build dreams from scraps in a world that buries empires overnight. What you build will eventually fall apart if it's not born from real struggle. And it's always been like that. Always about proving myself. But we are not equal. Others got left behind. Growing up in a place with little to offer, I learned to always be prepared. If there's no opportunity to work and earn money, you become the opportunity yourself. And if other people think you are weak, they will try to prove it. There's always a quiet time after a fall. You sit there, staring at your four walls, wondering if all the effort was for nothing. You start asking yourself, was it bad luck? Is society to blame for this broken world? Or was there something wrong with me? So you head down the endless path of accepting your own, 'cause that's where the journey truly starts. You chase the illusion of safety, drawn to a light on the horizon, promises refuge from the storm. But life has a way of reminding you that you're never truly secure. Sometimes a threat appears, and before you even can take action, someone else steps in. Maybe it was just luck they crossed your path. Or maybe it was simply their job. They weren't fighting for you, but for their own reasons. A victory that isn't earned is a hollow one. It's a cruel lesson in how we chase stability, only to find it as fleeting as a storm's mercy. You think a rescue meant you're safe, but all it does is highlight your own isolation. I was drawn to the city. Maybe that's a feeling others can share. You're not drawn just by the promise of safety, not even thinking, but by a deeper hope. But it is the first people you meet that will dictate how your life will unravel here. You cross the line into this new place, and for a moment, you can finally breathe. Your mind begins to race. It's a moment to reflect on how close you came to the void, that hollow echo of what if. Not for glory, but to engage the chaos on your own terms. You choose to go back into the storm, And you realize that true strength isn't just about surviving, it's about pushing yourself. The only way to find out is to face the challenge yourself. This victory is different. It's not a rescue, and it's not luck. It's a moment you earned by stepping into the chaos yourself. You realize that true power isn't handed to you, it's claimed. Tempered by the clash, you are wiser. You had to learn the hard way. The world is a graveyard of giants, where broken relics whisper of an age that built too high only to shatter. Up close, you see they are a stage for new struggles, where people fight to survive. You engage in desperate battles, but the world reminds you of your place. Others fell before you, and others will fall after. The world spins on, uncaring and without pause. You are a single broken line against an unyielding canvas. Every inch is a struggle. Every breather a fight. Dread is a constant companion. The goal, always in sight, but it feels like it's getting farther away with every step. One promise of safety and you keep moving. The world knows no pity. But you have one thing it can't take. You're stubborn, refusing to give up. From a distance, you're just a speck of dust. Another body in the desert. Some people will see your pain and walk right past you, while others will always have an open door for you, no matter what. But in that slow crawl toward them, you already found your victory. You are back where you started, but you are not the same person who left. You return to the city, but not everyone is glad you're back. You see eyes that judge the returned. It's cruel sometimes. You start to rebuild, step by step. You realize that a city can hold the wild at bay, but its walls can shield you from the inner storm or the world's quiet betrayals. You set out to build something that no one can take away. A strength born from your own effort. I started training, pushing my body and will. But in that quiet grind, after everything I've been through, I finally understood. But it wasn't until I lived through my own recent struggle that I knew what the story was really about. It's about what happens after you fall, about rising, direction be damned. And that's exactly what its creator, Chris Hunt, meant when he said, "Struggle is the basis of a good story." In this unforgiving expanse, every scar is a lesson. You're no destined hero, just a soul grinding towards resilience in a world that levels no fields. With that realization, the work began. Rising isn't a single moment, it's a choice we make every day. The goal isn't about to get stronger, it's about to build something that no one can take away from you. Every movement, every moment of silence is a lesson in resilience. You learn to find a way out of any situation. You learn to face a threat directly, and you learn when to disappear into the shadows. But the real game changer was realizing that training wasn't just for my body. It took the expertise of others to show me how to look inward, to truly see myself for the first time. I was forcing me to look at myself, to face the things I had been running from. It's in this quiet grind of the day-to-day that you build the real armor, not to win every fight, but to survive them. Thank you for watching. This video was the first of 4 acts, and the next one will be out in roughly 2 weeks. I really enjoyed creating this video. I want to give a special shout out to Lo-Fi Games. They created a world that is just so much more than just simply a game. If you liked what you saw and want to support me on my journey, feel free to subscribe, leave a like. The upcoming videos will be all about this Kenshi series, but after that I'm excited to explore other strange and deep atmospheric games. My future plans include the Stalker franchise, Metal Gear, Dwarf Fortress and Nier Automata. I plan to focus on games that have a deep atmosphere or complex mechanics and worlds. And yeah, until next time.